Hello, my name is Navigator, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how you can make a, for the most part, custom Will Ospreay figure using the existing AEW figures that we have kind of at our disposal here. So I want to give a couple of ground rules before we get into this. Number one, I don't own every AEW figure. I do have probably maybe 30, a little bit more than that. So I do have a big assortment to work with, but for this video you really are only going to need two figures, kind of, and we'll get into that a little bit more. But with all that being said, I want to show you my custom Will Ospreay figure. Now, before you see it, it's not the best, but it's all that I have to work with. So here it is. That is my custom Will Ospreay figure. Another thing I can lay out is that this involves no painting, no heating, nothing like that. All you're going to be doing is switching parts from your pre-existing AEW action figures. So first off, and arguably the most important thing, is going to be the head sculpt. Now, I chose Christian Cage. Christian Cage is, definitely a slightly older man than Will Ospreay, but I figured that the facial hair and the blonde hair, although they don't really have the same style of hair, matched more than anything else that I had in my collection. So this was the closest I could possibly get to Will Ospreay. And the original Christian Cage figure does come with two head sculpts, obviously, and I chose the angry one because with the mouth open and everything, kind of distorts the face a little bit, makes it a little bit harder to recognize that it's not Christian Cage like you have with this one here on the left. So I went with the more angry face. And moving on from that, I am using a Kenny Omega body. This Kenny Omega body is specifically from the Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page 2-pack. I think it was an Amazon exclusive, maybe, something like that. But that 2-pack you should be able to get still pretty easily. And I'm not using this on my normal Kenny because I do have the Ultimate Edition, which brings me to the next thing, going to be the legs. And these are one of the Kenny Omega Ultimate Edition legs. I think it's, what is it, the Ultimate Edition? I forget what it is for AEW figures. I don't know. I think it's Ultimate Edition, something like that. And these ones, and the reason I have some of these things laid out, I chose those legs because they don't have the Omega symbol on them or have Omega there. You could use some of these other leg sculpts because Kenny and Will do have similar kind of style with their in-ring gear, especially their legs and the knee pads and all that. So you do have a bunch to choose from regarding which Kenny Omegas you do have. I know that there is a green-legged Kenny Omega out there. I personally don't have it, but I know that that would work a hell of a lot better with Will Ospreay because his whole getup is green. But these leg sculpts, they didn't have really any major visible Omega signs. And I know that Will Ospreay does have a little bit of different kind of color aside from green in his legs. So I figured that out of the three that I had, this one worked the best. So for the most part, we're going to be worrying about kind of the from the torso up. So I did use, I think this is an MJF extra hand because he has the wrapping on his hand here. So I did use MJF's extra hand there, and then another kind of Kenny Omega hand there, and the wrist tape. Will Ospreay does use wrist tape. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a picture and kind of just compare this figure and Will Ospreay. So this is a picture I'm going to be using for the point of this video, but you know what I mean? He's got the wrist tape. He's kind of got a little bit of facial hair. He's got that short kind of dirty blonde hair, and then you can barely see here on the legs just some different kind of prints and stuff like that. These are just kind of all over the place, so I figured that it worked pretty well. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. If you guys do have the GameStop exclusive Kenny Omega with a Mortal Kombat one, aside from the printing on the back, this one works just as well if it is a little bit more easily accessible for you. But for all intents and purposes, this is going to be my custom Will Ospreay figure. It's really great. The body and the legs are great for posing, and he is a high flyer. So if you're looking to get him into the ring with the other figures or whatever, this will work really well regarding articulation. But yeah, until New Japan releases a better one, or for some reason he moves over to AEW and gets a figure there, this is going to be the best we're having for Will Ospreay. There is an actual Will Ospreay figure out there, but in my opinion, it looks nothing like him, and it's a little bit on the expensive side. So there you have it, folks, a custom Will Ospreay figure for you guys to try out and enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.